Hi, everybody. Here's Perspective of X Lakers-fandom with me, EA Crespo. What an awful game. It was horrible. It was um, one of the worst things I ever seen in my life. And I don't even know how to start. The officiating was bad, and it was bad for both teams. They were calling fouls that weren't there for both the Clippers and the Lakers. Um, Something I did enjoy, and I have to admit it, is um, when the traitor number two, Dog Claw, tried to empathize with the fans because it was their home game, and pretty much he got booed pretty hard. I would say that 2/3 of the people that were there in that game were Lakers fans. So they were supposed to be the home team, but they weren't the home team because once and again, Lakers are the LA team. You guys, Clippers, are not. And it's going to be like that always. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. All right. So let me as you can say, I attributed the fault to Vogel, and I know a lot of people are gonna go, you know, always people are blaming the coaches, and it's not the coach's fault, and but this time it is, and there's a concern, a really big concern for me in this case because um, Vogel did something in or said something in the preseason that led me to believe that what happened today could be happening often. So I'm gonna try to resume this as fast as I can because I got something to do. But first off, aside from Vogel, the Lakers lost energy after the first quarter, kind of the first half. They didn't rebound. They were supposed to be the dominant team rebounding. They had rim protectors that didn't do any rim protecting. They basically didn't do any much rebounding. Though I have to admit that they did do some rim protection. I take that back. But also the officiating. I don't know why they called the fouls on Dwight Howard that weren't really fouls. I mean, you know, they weren't. And um, they stopped moving the ball. Their offense became static, and they didn't space the floor. That team is supposed to be designed to space the floor. That's why they have so many 3-point shooters. But and here's where I go with Vogel. Okay, there's a few things about Vogel that if you didn't hear what I heard during the off season, you wouldn't you would go like, yeah, but it was the first game and all that. But I'm worried that he keep repeating this as a coach. First, he took out hot players. He puts KCP for 27 minutes, even though KCP didn't score at all, and he didn't stop. If they wanted him to defensively stop Leonard, he didn't do it. you know, and there was, they kept insisting in the same place. They kept trying to take it. Um, um, to AD, even though Doc Rivers did all the adjustment needed to close those passes uh, to AD, and he did it. He puts Beverly in front, and he puts two front, the biggest front line he could get, and the toughest to guard him. Instead of instead of getting profit that Vogel was um, getting basically sandwiched by the defense, and use that to take the ball to the open man, who was usually Javel McGee. They did that at the beginning, and then they stopped doing it. They kept insisting in taking the ball to, and I know that was the plan. That was the plan. They said it from the beginning. LeBron James said it from the beginning. But LeBron James is supposed to be a guy with the high IQ in basketball. He had to read that they already had done. But maybe it wasn't LeBron's fault, because LeBron wasn't there most of the time that AD was there, and AD wasn't there when LeBron was there, because the rotations of Vogel sucked. He went to the smaller lineups when he didn't have to. You know, like I said, when a player got hot, he would take it off. He had KCP close. I don't know what KCP does in the practice that impressed the coaches so much, but if the coaches don't realize by now, and he have to learn that from Luke Walton. Luke Walton put KCP way too much in moments that KCP wasn't producing, and he would take hot players out to the bench to get ACP in the court. And I never understood that. But, you know, the thing about this is, and this is why it concerns me. You might say, well, this is the first game. They are still adjusting. And I know that's true. They are still adjusting. But I remember that Vogel said a few weeks after he was hired in an interview that Luke Walton did the right thing when he was coaching the Lakers, that he agreed with a lot of the stuff Luke Walton did. And he repeated all that crap stuff that Luke Walton did in this game. And I was impressed in the preseason because he didn't do that in the preseason. But in this game, his strategy was a Luke Walton-like strategy. And I thought that when he mentioned that Luke Walton did the right things, I thought he was throwing the towel to Luke Walton to say, hey, the guy is young coach. Let's try to not be, so critical of him. But now I am starting to think that he truly thought Luke Walton was doing the right thing, because he repeated Luke Walton's basically playbook here. And that's concerning, because if that's a strategy he's going to use for the Lakers this year, we're in trouble. And I'm not taking anything from, the defense of the Clippers was great. The gameplay, everything was great in the Clippers. If AD gets the jump shot back, he's going to do more damage. But LeBron has to, if he's going to be the point guard, he's going to have to be a scoring point guard. He can't be just passing the ball all the time and be too passive. He did in this game basically what we criticize Alonso doing every time, when he was a Laker. So we have to learn how to do this better. and we have to learn it fast because AD doesn't have to stay after this year, and we need that championship. It's not that we can have that championship. We need that championship for two reasons. We have a lot of veterans that might not be here in 2 years. It might not be with the Lakers. So we got to attract young talent to surround AD and LeBron in 2 years. And we are not going to do that if we have a team that fails and fails and fails no matter who you put coaching and no matter who you put in the roster. So that's something to think about. I know a lot of people are saying, well, we're not concerned. It's the first game. And I understand. 20 games from now, the Lakers are going to be way better than now in the execution and all that stuff. But to beat a team like the Clippers, you cannot go with the strategy that they went to this game. You cannot do that. And you have to adjust. You have to adjust because what happens is we started playing their game. And while we didn't do it, we were 13-2 at the beginning. And then Vogel started putting people that didn't produce, that took away from what it was done until that moment. Didn't realize Doc Rivers realized what was his strategy, and Doc Rivers adjusted. That's why Doc Rivers is such a good coach, because he knows what to do and when to do it. So if Vogel can't do that, we are in trouble. We are in trouble, and we may not make it to the finals. And that can be troublesome. All right? So let me know in the comments what you think about this. I am concerned. I'm not alarmed, but I am concerned because I need to see that the Lakers learn a lesson from this game. And I hope that Vogel did, because what he was trying to do was wrong. Putting KCP all that time, 27 minutes, almost like a regular player. KCP is not just a backup player. To me, he's a backup of a backup. And I was concerned. I prefer I would prefer to put Antetokounmpo, even when he's not, he's got to learn the footwork and all that kind of stuff, than putting KCP, because at least I know this guy is tall enough. I've seen him guarding the perimeter, and he's not bad. And he's tall enough. He follows people and he blocks them. That's all I want from him. If he can't score, KCP didn't score anyways. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. Also, I want to see what talent Horton Tucker brings to this team. And I missed Kuzma in this game, because Kuzma could have opened the floor a little bit. But actually, Danny Green on the bright side of that game, he scored 28 points. He was open and that was the one thing that worked. But then Vogel changed the whole lineup again, and then everything went down. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned about Vogel's decision making. I'm a little bit concerned about LeBron James' decision making too. Uh, you can't, if they are sandwiching basically AD, you need to look for somebody else to score, and that person is supposed to be LeBron James. And he was too worried about passing, about playing point, and he can't do that. I mean, he have to become a scorer when everybody is all over AD, because that way you will attract defense. I mean, that's. But I want this to change, and I hope this change, because I want to silence all that and Skip Bayless and all that other guys who think they know it all. A lot of what they say is completely, bull. It's completely bull crap. These people that analyze games, they forget very important stuff, but they keep a narrative. The narrative today is we won. Leonard take over the crown of LeBron James because he's old, and we need somebody fresher, to get the NBA going when LeBron leaves, and Leonard is the guy, But I hope that the Lakers make the adjustments, because the other thing is this team, the Clippers, is a team that play together. Only Leonard and Paul George are the only ones that are really new guys in this system. But this system, Doc Rivers, the rest of the team have been there, have done that, and they are completely in sync. The Lakers are not. The Lakers are just starting to know each other as teammates. But 20 games from now, remember this, 20 games from now, the Lakers are going to look like a whole different team than that first game. So I'm going to leave you with that. Be blessed and go Lakers.